G'day guys, welcome along to a genuine US MRE review. I think many people have been asking to get one of these out, and I've been looking forward to it myself actually. Good old faithful. Now this one is Menu 17 Maple Sausage, made by the Walnut Company. And there's no date codes on it, but this is an MRE that was actually sent in quite a while ago by Sergeant Potshot and Systems Ready. So thanks guys, I think it was somewhere around February last year, so apologies for the delay. Thanks Sergeant Potshot.
Thanks.
Thanks Sergeant Potshot.
Thanks, Sergeant Potshot.
Sergeant
Sergeant
Potshot.
Potshot.
Thanks Sergeant Potshot.
Thanks, Potshot.
Thanks Sergeant Potshot.
Dad,
Yeah.
I just say thanks.
Anyway, let's crack into it. I haven't had this one before. I'll get into the peelable seal. There we go. Unlike a Miraquel, you don't get double bagging with the Warnix. There we go. Well, continuing with the maple theme, we've got a maple muffin top. Accessory pack: coffee, gum, matches, whitener, toilet paper, salt, sugar, and a moist towelette. What have we got here? Ooh, nut raisin mix. You get old crackers. These feel nice and vacuum sealed. And we get our first indications of a date code there. It's the 146th day of 2012. About 4 years. Table syrup. Wow, this is maple all the way. So, you know, this is certainly a breakfast type menu. Cheese spread. Just plain cheese spread. Good old MRE spoon. Orange beverage base powder. Sugar free. It's good. It's the type of sachet that you just pour straight into a water bottle. A flameless ration heater. Hot beverage bag, and the actual, which is very light feeling, pork sausage patty, maple flavoured. 330 calories, that's feels awfully light. 102 grams. So it's breakfast time, and it actually is breakfast time here too. So let's get into it. Now in terms of MREs, I suppose you could consider this one relatively light in terms of the heft of the items. What it is going to be though is kind of sweet on sweet on sweet, and you know, for breakfast that's probably going to be quite appealing. The table syrup here, I suppose you could either put that over the, you know, add to the maple flavour of the pork patty, or you could stick it on the maple muffin top. So I think I'm going to try both. So let's get this show on the road. Okay, now I'm going to put my faith in the flameless ration heater to heat up both the coffee and the entree here, but not this one. Instead, we'll go for a meal spec. Big Daddy. This will do the job. Now these things are just a real treat to use. They get things hot, very hot. And they don't really seem to care about how much you put in there either. As you can see, the bag is a heck of a lot bigger than usual. First thing you've got to do is take out the actual heating pad itself, which is pretty decent weight. As far as I know, it's iron and magnesium in here, and salt basically. So when you put the water into it, the salt forms a sort of a saline type electrolyte, and the iron and the magnesium do their work just like millions and millions of tiny little batteries, sort of short-circuiting. Now, don't hold me to that, but that's my understanding of it. Okay, so we'll pop that in there. Tray on one side, and oops, coffee on the other. With the original US FRHs, you know, you can kind of take your pick. You can either have hot coffee or warm coffee or a warm entree. You can't have both. Here you get both. Alright, so it's a bit hard to get all this on in frame. Actually, this bag's so big, but there's a fill line down the bottom there. I'm just going to chuck in some water. There we go. Now, even the rock or something's probably a little bit too small for this, but let's get these pads wet. And there we go. Just like that. Big vent hole at the top, letting all the steam out. Very impressive. So while that's doing its thing, let's check out what else we've got here. Right, first of all, let's get a look at this maple muffin top. That's from the 93rd day of 2012. See how that's lasted. Oh yeah, you can smell that maple, the old oxygen absorber. There we go. It's kind of a, it's still got a moist kind of sticky feel to it, and it smells just fine. Yeah, no sort of hints of age on that. It smells just like you'd expect of sort of a pancakey maple type smell. Good stuff. We've got the nut raisin mix. Date code on here, 2152. Yep, sticking with 2012. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. A little bit of I don't know what you call it, kind of the powdery kind of stuff on the outside, and I would hesitate to say that it's oxidation. I wouldn't have a clue really what it is, but I mean, these are showing possibly some signs of age, but give them a sniff. Smell good to me. Crackers, these look pretty well sealed, so let's see if we can capture that vacuum escaping. There we go. Cracker money shot. Oops. Oops. Well, more or less intact. And these are smelling good. If you've watched the channel for a while, you know I have some pretty horrific experiences with crackers. So yeah, it's always a bonus if they're smelling good. So after the crackers comes the cheese spread. Good knead. Make sure you don't get any oily squirts. Oh, okay. Well, cheese spread has seen better days. It's kind of done that wee bit of separation. I don't know if you can see that. Instead of being a smooth consistency, it's kind of got a bit of a rough look, almost like there's sand in it. But yeah, so that's interesting. Table syrup. And this is going to be runny as heck, so I might just squirt a little bit on the muffin top just to have a look. Which the muffin top's not really going to absorb this, so it could get messy. Okay. Looks kind of nice, doesn't it? Put some more on there later. Do a bit of magic. And let's mix up our orange beverage base. Formulation H. Sounds appealing. How much water? 20 ounces basically, so I'm just going to put it into this glass. Well, unlike a lot of the powdered drinks that you get that just come out white, that actually does have an orange tinge to it. Well, that orange is orange. There's one thing about these powdered drinks, they don't do subtlety, and you know, even the grape one looks like it's from another planet. But there you go. It's from quite a small packet actually. It looks quite concentrated. I can smell it from here, pretty strong. Alright, let's get the heater back on the scene. It is, as predicted, super hot. Way too hot to touch. Very impressive, these things. If you get a chance... Ooh, the steam coming off that. You can see that. Yeah, if you get a chance to use one of these, or if you've ever been frustrated with the standard US MRE heater, this will renew your faith in this type of heater. Yeah, it's hot. Super hot. It's actually hot beverage bag. It's made it sort of kind of almost semi-melts. It was leaking a bit at the top, so it gives you an indication of how hot these things get. So to prevent any further coffee mayhem here, we'll just pour this into a glass. Hot MRE coffee. What a novelty. And our pork sausage patty, that's steaming hot also. 2 notches in this bag. Zip it off across there or across the top. I'm going to eat it from the pouch. What's it done to this? Yeah, it's interesting. I think the those mil-spec heaters get this stuff so hot that it does strange things to the actual foil plastic, whatever this stuff is. Here we go. Ooh, bit of juice. And here comes the patty. Smell that maple. Okay, well, we're about ready to go here, so let's have a quick whip around. I'm really excited about this coffee. I know it's just instant coffee, but it's going to be hot. Oh, it is. Yeah, there's something about just that extra few degrees of heat that makes all the difference. And I just would urge the the company that makes the flameless ration heaters, or the US government, to really look into beefing up the power of those ones that come standard with the MREs. It just makes a huge difference to the enjoyment of the meal. There we go. Nuts and raisins. They taste fine. The nuts are still crunchy and everything. There's just a slight indication that they might just be starting to turn a little bit. It's hard to explain what that sort of taste is like. It's just, you know, it's more of the aftertaste, just a real subtle thing that they're not quite as fresh as they once were. And you know, what are they? You know, 4 years old, and you know, been stored in, well, they've been stored up in the cupboard here through a summer, and who knows before that. So it's done pretty well. Now here is the muffin top, maple muffin top. Let's try a bit without the sauce for now. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, that tastes just perfect. Try another bit. Yeah, it's great. Just nice and soft, and definitely very moist. And the maple flavour comes through very strongly. So yeah, good. I mean, if you think that looks good, it tastes as good as it looks. Yeah, we'll put some of this, what do they call it? Table syrup. Maple flavoured. That just sends it over the edge. That's delish. Just save some of that for the pork patty. Not terribly looking forward to this cheese spread. Let's try a bit of the cracker by itself first. Crackers are a-okay actually, they just taste absolutely perfect. And, oops, cheese spread. Yeah, this is what you get with the cheese spread. You know, I've had a lot of MREs, and the consistency of the cheese spread is never the same between any two. And you can range from being super smooth, great colour, to kind of weird dark, almost dark brown colours, you know, kind of lumpy. But one thing's for certain, they rarely taste bad. You know, they look kind of different, but when you actually eat them, they just taste fine, which is the case with this as well. So yeah, don't be scared of odd looking cheese. So I'm going to bring you in for a close-up on this meat patty. So that's swimming in this juice, which I'm assuming is going to be pretty strongly maple flavoured. Let's find out. Well, that's interesting. Well, I don't know if I've ever had actually pork and maple. I mean, I'm sure it's real popular in you know, the States and that, but yeah, that's an interesting flavour. It's kind of a maple syrup with some saltiness to it. The patty itself is a real patty, you know, sort of hamburgery type consistency. Let's try it. Oh, I like that. It is, yep, like a hamburger patty type consistency, like I said, but it's got quite a lot of flavour to it, and I love what the maple sauce, the maple flavouring does. It tastes very much like a pork McRib, you know, any of those sort of constructed pork products, which is not a bad thing in my opinion. I quite like them. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to try some of the maple syrup on it. Yeah, you try quite a lot of it on it. Why not? Ooh, come here. Oh, that's gooey. Oh yeah, that's the ticket. I wonder what they were thinking, whether they anticipated this being poured over the patty or used with the muffin top, or whether it was kind of a 50-50 deal. I think over the patty makes it for me. So folks, this has been menu number 17, maple sausage, and I quite like the theme of this one. It's really sort of well put together. It's thought out. There's a you know, it's a clear breakfast theme, going with that maple, you know, to the extreme, with the table syrup included as well. And waking up and having that, I think you'd be pretty set for taking on the day. So yeah, thanks very much to Sergeant Potshop. The system's ready, and yeah, no boss today. She's at school. I'm on a day off at work, and we'll have to catch her on the next one. So thanks heaps for watching.